Alright, let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're doing something a little different, exploring some of the most underrated legendary cards in Hearthstone and showing their true power potential in a live gameplay session. Some of these cards don't get the recognition they deserve, but when played right, absolute monsters. So, let's jump in. I'll walk you through the mulligan, the early game setup, and how we're going to build towards some crazy legendary beast synergies. And yeah, we're bringing back some old school legendaries that people barely talk about anymore. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll want to try these out yourself. Mulligan, looking for the key pieces. Alright, so we're in the mulligan phase, and this is always super important. When you're playing around these underrated legendaries, you gotta think a few steps ahead. First thing I'm looking for is Fishing Rod, such a simple but super valuable card. Not only does it help with early game control, but it also gets us that extra card draw, which is exactly what we need to dig for our big hitters later on. Another key card here is Hemet Foam Marksman. If I can get him early, we're in great shape because he's the core of this deck's strategy, letting us reduce the cost of all these massive legendary beasts. That means faster tempo plays, more mana efficiency, and ultimately, insane turns later in the game. The more efficiently we draw, the faster we get to the good stuff. Okay, we got a Fishing Rod and Hemet in hand, so I think we're set up nicely. Let's go. Early game, controlling the board and setting up. First few turns, we just want to control the board while setting up for our legendaries. Now, Hemet is going to come down next turn, and that's where things really start getting spicy. Mid-game, Hemet Foam Marksman enters the battle. Alright, Hemet is down, and here's why this guy is so criminally underrated. He discounts all legendary beasts in my hand. And since this deck is built around those heavy hitters, that's huge. We already have Zixor, and I'm hoping we can pull King Crush or another old school beast soon. Zixor, Apex Predator, the hidden power. And there it is. Zixor is down, and now I'm guaranteed to shuffle his prime version into my deck. If you don't remember, Zixor Prime is a massive, fully statted beast that summons 3 extra Zixors alongside him. Now here's the thing. Most people forget how disgusting Zixor Prime can be if you set it up correctly. With Hemet discounting, I can play him sooner, and if I get Dire Frenzy, I can shuffle even more copies back into my deck. This is where the opponent starts realizing something's wrong. Late game legendary beasts take over. Alright, I drew Zixor Prime, and here's where things get absolutely wild. Dropping him right now, and look at that. 4 massive bodies on board instantly. There's almost no way to deal with this unless my opponent has a full board clear. Honestly, this deck is so much fun, because these cards just aren't expected in today's meta. People are too focused on standard meta decks, and they forget how powerful these legendaries actually are when played in the right setup. closing thoughts. The power of underrated legendaries. And that's game. Zigzor just completely overwhelmed the board, and our opponent couldn't do anything about it. Honestly, this is why I love trying out forgotten legendaries, because when they pop off hard. If you enjoyed this, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What's the most underrated legendary card you've ever used? Do you want to see more off-meta deck showcases like this? That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.